Good morning, kiddos, and happy Friday. We did it. First week of digital learning. Check. Today, we are going to be at the Solidarity Labor Movement, which takes place in Poland. Now, before you're like, but we haven't even talked about Chernobyl yet. We're going to debrief this assignment and the Chernobyl assignment on Monday. What we're looking at today is what happened in the Solidarity Movement in Poland. So you are going to discuss the background info with me. You're going to log into a new program called Edpuzzle. And then it's going to be this kind of cool video thing where you look at what happened in Poland. This video is going to provide you with multiple choice questions that are going to be due Monday at 3. When you open the assignment, here is what it looks like. Part 1 has to do with recall. There are certain things that we already know about the structure of the Soviet Union that you have already learned. We know a lot about the structures that exist that repress personal freedoms, freedom of the press, religion. We know that all of those things are already there. But I wanted to talk to you about the government structure and refresh your memory. Each of these nations is going to have its very own government. All of the 15 nations in the Soviet Union have their own government, including Poland in this case. Poland has a government. It's usually run with strict control. Most of them have dictators. But the difference between most countries in the Soviet Union is it's almost like a hierarchy in the way that the nations run. Their own country has a government that controls the people down here. But their own government also has to follow orders from the Soviet government. Each nation is kind of like a state that's within the country of the Soviet Union. So whenever the individual countries try to make changes or reforms, they have to answer to these guys, the leaders of the Soviet Union. We have seen several examples of when this dictator tries to make changes, this dictator doesn't like it. So whenever people try to impact change, not only do they have to deal with their own government, but they have to deal with the government and the military of the Soviet Union. What tends to happen when any government pushes for change, pushes for more rights for their people, this government gets pressure from the Soviet Union. I want to draw your attention back to the picture book that we looked at with the little boy and his drawings. Every time that countries made movements towards allowing more freedom and moving away from Soviet systems and Soviet control, the Soviets rolled in their tanks. We saw this in Czechoslovakia and we saw this in Hungary. So just a friendly reminder about the background of the Soviet structure. Now, you are going to be doing something called Edpuzzle today. See this part down here? This is an issue for Monday U. This is not an issue for right now U. Today U is working on this part where it says instructions. You are going to click on this link. When you go to that link, you are going to find our 8th grade classroom led by me. It has this class code. Where it says nickname, I want you to put that number. I assigned you a number. It could be 8, it could be 12, it could be 143. We'll put 143. That is going to be your nickname. That's how you're identified and get credit for the assignment. So put in your number, join open class. Then you're going to see the assignment. What this does is it is a YouTube video for learning, but each of these little dots down here are going to be a question that you need to answer. Most of these are questions. A couple of these are little notes to you. Let me show you what one looks like. It does not want me to fast forward, y'all. Hang on. So each of those little dots, it's going to give you a question. It's going to give you information to read, and then it's going to give you a question to answer. So whatever answer, so I'm going to choose that no one in the Soviet Union believed in the Catholic faith. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to submit it. I can also rewatch on the bottom. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. It's going to give you information here that tells you, oh, okay, that wasn't right. Here's why. It's going to show you what the right answer was and why that was the right answer. And then if you chose the other one. You can always rewatch the last segment if you don't feel like you got it. When you're ready to move on from that part, you hit continue. It's going to show you the next segment of video, and then at the next dot, it's going to stop and do the same thing. So your assignment today is going to be to watch this 10-minute video and answer questions with these little dots. It is automatically going to collect your answers. All I need you to do is watch, answer, read the feedback, and that is it for the assignment today. So when you get to part 2, when you're done with the video, stop there. That is a problem for Monday, you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Make good choices. Talk soon.